All right, so let's move on to our final topic, which is Jonathan Majors. Because apparently, black, or I'm going to call it the nigga net. Because to me, there's black Twitter and then there's the nigga net. Black Twitter is like when you got people with some sense who could come in and really have real authentic conversations about stuff going on in the world. The nigga net is when you get the most ignorant of ignorant. Those are the ones that read the shade room. Most of them that read the neighborhood talk. A lot of them foolish ass blogs that just sit and write a lot of homophobic, transphobic stuff and want to sit up here and tell us how to be men. Mind you, you got a whole pussy between your legs. Now, the very busy Jonathan Majors, who was currently promoting 2 movies, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which flopped hard at the box office. They took a huge dive in a second week, which made it the biggest drop in MCU history. Lower than the last Thor movie, which I did not like, and Black Widow, which I thought was okay. So Creed 3, just came out on Friday. Well, Thursday night, because they always release movies Thursday night. Recently gave his thoughts regarding the backlash surrounding the recent Ebony cover, which some are calling emasculating. Now, this is from Hot New Hip Hop, so shout out to them. Now, ahead of the Quantum Mania premiere, Majors shared his thoughts of the current backlash. After receiving over 30 messages upon its release, the Lovecraft Country standout chose to focus on the shoot's positive aspects, saying the following. He mainly applauded the creativity behind the talent responsible, adding, "It's always good to make a ruckus." Stylist Alexander Julian Gibson, a noted anime fan, took inspiration from One Piece manga character Don Quixote do Flamingo. So people out here, oh, why is he wearing pink? He trying to make him gay. I'm like, first of all, it's from an anime. That just goes to show how far your education on shit reaches. That a lot of y'all look at a color, a lot of y'all look at the fact that this man has this, physical, muscular body because he played a bodybuilder in a film. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it, but I definitely want to see that movie. I even posted a clip of him talking about, I think it was to NPR. It's on my Instagram, where he was talking about the whole emasculation situation and how he says that, I would like for you to tell me, and this is what I feel. I would like for you to tell what is I'm sure it's the homies that's saying this. So I would love for you to tell me, what is the definition of masculinity? If I was to meet you on the street, he said, I wouldn't even want to meet me on the street, quiet as his cat. But I don't think a lot of those men that saying all this BS on social media, like the bussy mad ass types, I don't even think y'all would have the balls to come up to a Jonathan Majors and say this. And the good thing about Jonathan Majors, I've noticed, he doesn't have social media. He doesn't have an Instagram. He doesn't have a Facebook. He doesn't have a Twitter. He doesn't have a TikTok. He doesn't have none of that. And I think that's great. He focuses on the work as an actor. So here's what stylist Julian Anderson had to say about the backlash, saying, "I believe you could be inspired by anything, your surroundings, the people you are with, what you see, color, and more. I love anime. I've watched it for years. I draw a lot of style inspiration from anime, and One Piece is particularly stylish. I like the show not just because it is anime, but because it talks about real-world issues like slavery, government corruption, and other mature themes. Cosplay wasn't the shoot's only theme, but my personal beliefs about styling led me to find an innate inspiration from Doflamingo, which is funny because he is extremely masculine in the show, which I believe is what Jonathan Majors embodies. His exterior is very masculine. He's masculine appealing, but there's also parts of where he will show that he could be, which people consider feminine, very nurturing, very caring, that he is attentive, that he actually is concerned for people around him, which is a beautiful trait that I think all people should have. He also continued by saying Black comic book fans will likely resonate with this because there is a lot of crossover between comic book / Marvel fans and anime fans. That was one of the reasons I chose to call this out in this. I chose to call this out in his look because it would resonate with a specific group of people who have poured themselves into the mediums that have not always been socially accepted. These genres have millions of Black fans who are not always represented in the fandom. Oh, that, so yeah. Um, there's been a lot of that. It just shows also how culturally handicapped a lot of people are. I also love the fact that, you know what, him and Michael B. Jordan have had like this great rapport with each other. How there was one point they were both interviewing and he put his hand on Michael's leg and when he was talking to the reporter. And then how they've had this thing where they're not afraid to hug each other and people are, you know, the male species is a danger. We're at war. Like they're trying to take our manhood away because men are showing affection. So you rather a man that just goes around that's just got all this anger bottled up to the point where mental illness is.
Be careful because you walk in front of people's cameras. Yeah, we got a remote camera. You've got a remote camera, mate. Don't go back, get back. No, mate, you're back, you're in the frame.
Sidebar, you know, I can't stand that, and I've seen people do that enough times. But the guys were saying in the background, I'm sure y'all heard, when camera people will see a situation happen and they will cross in front of your shit so they can get their shot. I hate when there's camera people who don't respect the fact that there are placements. Like I remember when we did the drag race premiere, we all had little spots with the names on the bottom, you know, with you know, all the big photographers on one side, the media was on the other side. I was next to this, you know, when my friend you know, the photographer, my photographer friend was there doing the shots and everything, and we were right next to the Associated Press. We were, I told y'all the story that I was having a conversation with the videographer, and we were so caught up in the conversation, he wasn't moving fast enough to get his station set up, and the queen started coming on the you know, the red carpet, and he wasn't ready. But I'm like, girl, you gotta be able to multitask because everybody else had their shit set up and was talking. But anyway, so Sailor Murray says, out of all the hypermasculine, and I'm gonna read this thing in a minute. Out of all the hypermasculine images being displayed for 5 decades of black men, from movie stars, athletes, and rappers, they need to can it because this is rare in comparison. It also said that Prince can blend the masculine and feminine, others can as well, and he's not the only one. There's been many people who, over the years, have blended the masculine and the feminine. Prince, Parliament Funkadelic, Isaac Hayes, Little Richard, David Bowie, Kurt Cobain, Iggy Pop, Miguel, Little Nas X, Young Thug, Jimi Hendrix, Bad Bunny, Maluma, J Balvin, Lil Uzi Vert, Tyler the Creator, Kid Cudi, Andre 3000, Steve Lacy, Harry Styles. Like, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's just getting on my damn nerves how a lot of y'all cannot broaden your horizons beyond what you know. It's like a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all don't lead a hood and it just shows. Now, Jonathan said it's great, beautiful blackness, art, culture, creativity. That's what we're about. It's always good to make a ruckus. When it's a positive ruckus, make the positive ruckus. And I feel like, you know what? I love the fact that we have a lot of people who are really pushing the envelope in regards of what they feel like. Some people are like, what is masculinity? What is, you know, femininity? And it damn sure ain't this toxic shit y'all pushing. To me, it's like I said, what I believe that real masculinity is. Real masculinity is a man who is attentive to their friends, their partner, someone who's a good listener, someone who's caring, someone who shows love and affection, someone who's not afraid to call out bullshit when they hear it. Not this foolishness. We got Saucy Santana, refrigerator-shaped ass, who wear more makeup than a goddamn drag queen and got nails longer than Cardi B and Wolverine, gonna sit up in here and tell people, men, that it ain't masculine to smoke hookah. Now, for those of you who don't know about that, hookah comes from India. And hookah is basically a sign of social status. So men who smoke hookah, it was a sign of that you have money, that you have status. That's what that is. So if your ratchet ass, you talk about how much money you have, you so busy making it clap on some damn strippers. But let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago that you was up at a strip club being around them same men you trying to defend, the toxic masculine men. They tried to shoot your ass. I think they did shoot him. You up in here talking about how it ain't masculine to smoke hookah. I'm not listening to no man, no sissy telling men what they should be doing in regards of smoking. If you want to smoke a bowl out of somebody's ass, go ahead and smoke it. Don't listen to these queens. Who listening to her? You cannot be out here being a whole tuna fish sandwich telling men how to be masculine when there ain't a masculine bone in your body. Helen Keller couldn't find that shit. So anyway, I want to play y'all this clip because, you know, men are under attack in this country. A lot of people under attack. Drag queens under attack. The male...
I'm shopping for kitty litter because I have a wax museum in Paris and one in California. And so I'm going to spend a week in Paris and then 3.
I talked about that on my TikTok. But I want to play y'all this clip of Rolling Ray throwing shade at Miss Saucy. You know, don't let no queen to man does not smoke hookah. Or however the hell he said it. Roll that clip, child. That shit was a guy.
Oh, don't let nobody, no queen, tell you as a man you can't smoke hookah. Oh, no, don't let nobody do this to you. Because nobody knows what kind of job you have, what your health conditions are, what you're trying to stop doing. None of that. Do what you want to do. If you want to turn up in the club and pass hookah around with your bad bitches, do just that. Oh, I promise you she don't give a fuck. And 9 times out of 10 her friends want you to buy more hookah. Pass the flavor around. Yeah.
Them girls is not wrong. If you was a man, you don't need to be smoking a hookah, baby gal. You need to be rolling you up a wood. You need to be smoking you some za. Okay? You don't need to be sucking down a hookah, bad bitch, baddie. You was a man. You don't, unless you was a gay, unless you gay, like a gay boy. That's the only reason. That's the only way I'm letting you smoke hookah. If you not no gay boy, you a man. Put the hookah down. Put the hookah down and pick you up a grabber. Not with that. Let me tell you something.
Like I said, hookah is not only meant for gay boys. Maybe that's what you think because you came up. Like that's all we see it a lot in the gay clubs. Specifically, when I go out to gay clubs, when I go to a lot of urban parties, like a lot of Latin nights, when I've gone, you know, to boxers, whatever the case was, I've even smoked a bunch of, you know, I've even smoked hookah a few times. He made no damn sense. Saucy sound like a complete idiot with what they were saying. And child, like I said, don't listen to that damn Sears refrigerator. Like, y'all, if y'all want to go out and smoke hookah, y'all can go out and smoke it. And don't listen to her. Like I said, it is a sign of social status. It's from India, so you call all Indian men gay? Because a lot of y'all do shit, y'all don't even know the origin of it. So, like I said, don't listen. If you lack an ounce of testosterone, don't be listening to these queens telling y'all what y'all need to be out here doing. You continue to do